All right, welcome back, everybody. Let's talk about this. So DNC is still going on. It's final night tonight. But a couple things over the last couple of days. Obama come out in night two. So did Bill Clinton and Michelle Obama and look. I'm going to tell you right now. The whole thing has been lie after lie after lie after lie after lie, with some Trump bashing thrown in there. So one of the things when when Obama come out and he said I think the guy's very charismatic. He is. I'll give him that. I mean, he won the election twice. So, um, but he came out and talked a lot about unity and one country and a lot of the stuff that he did during his campaign when he was campaigning, back in the 2000s. But I mean, this guy is the one that started, you know, the separation of the two parties, and he's the one that started the racial divide in the country, and because none of it came up until Obama started making his talking points when he was in office. It never, whenever he was running, it was always about unity, and there are no red states, there are no blue states. There's only the United States. That was one of his big things, and it won over a lot of people. I mean, I've always thought he was very charismatic. I thought he was a terrible, terrible president, and I did not like his policies and the foreign wars and everything else that happened under Obama. But he is very charismatic. I'll give him that. Credit where credit is due, isn't that's fair? But anyway, last night we had they've got all these celebrities and star power that they're running on their little DNC going on. I don't get it. I mean, I don't care what celebrities have to say. I want to know what the candidates, what the person who's running for the office, I want to know what they have to say, what their policies are, and we still don't have any of those, by the way. I just looked at it again. Kamala Harris's website still has no policies, no agenda, no platform. You can still donate. You can give her some money still, but she's got nothing that she's actually running on. And the only talking points that they keep throwing out there is they're attacking President Trump for Project 2025, which is not his thing, but they keep going after him for that. They're pro-abortion crap that they keep spewing. They had now night one, the first night of the DNC on Monday night. They had like a little van truck thing set up. When you go donate blood, they've got that big van truck thing out there that you can donate blood in. They had one of those out there for abortions, and they were proudly stating that they had performed 25 abortions in that first day. That is disgusting and wrong and evil in so many ways. But I digress. Anyway, Oprah Winfrey came out last night and was throwing a bunch of stuff out there. Now these guys, they're very good at hitting those buzzwords. Every time one of those buzzwords were hit, the audience just goes crazy and applause and screams and yay for buzzwords. Because it's the joy. The joy is the big thing that they're throwing out there. Joy. It's the party of joy, and there's so much joy and happiness, and Kamala's the candidate of joy. Well, where's that joy been ever since she's been the vice president? Last 3.5 years, she's been the VP. Where's the joy been? Nowhere. That's where. Nowhere. Anyway, well, we're gonna take a look at a couple clips here. This couple things that Oprah said that I was like, oh, interesting. Wow. Anyways, we'll take a look at these, and you can tell me what you think. Let me get these up here. We're gonna change this. Oop, nope. Anyway, y'all can tell me what you think of this. This is, like I said, it's It's a little crazy. But take a look. Okay.
I have actually traveled this country from the redwood forest, love those redwoods, to the Gulf Stream waters. I've seen racism and sexism and income inequality and division. I've not only seen it, at times I've been on the receiving end of it. But more often than not, what I've witnessed and experienced are human beings, both conservative and liberal, who may not agree with each other, but who'd still help you in a heartbeat if you were in trouble.
Okay, look. What? Explain to me how. Now, I looked this up. Oprah Winfrey's net worth is $3.5 billion. How is it that. And I don't know a lot about her history. I don't. She might have come up from humble beginnings. I'm not sure. I don't know her background. Never really cared to look into it. But how does somebody who's she's obviously one of the richest people ever. How? Make that make sense to me. Okay, I don't understand how you're the wealthiest. You've always, I mean, she's been on TV. She's had her own TV show for years and years and years, decades. So tell me how she's experienced wrongdoings. She's doing pretty well as far as I know. Who knows? Not me. Anyway, let's go to the next one here. Oh boy.
These are the people who make me proud to say that I am an American.
Anyway. Yeah. Here we go. Sorry.
Because if you do not have autonomy over this, if you cannot control when and how you choose to bring your children into this world and how they are raised and supported, there is no American dream.
Look, this is something that bothers me. Okay, look. You have autonomy over your own body. But if you've got another body inside of that body, no. Life begins at inception. And that's just the fact. You have another life inside of you that is growing. What gives you the right to murder that other life? It's classified as a double homicide if a pregnant woman is murdered and then the baby dies too. That's classified as a double homicide. So why are we just okay with, look, Tim Walz and Kamala Harris are okay with up to 9-month and after birth abortions. How is that okay? How? I'm pro-life. I don't agree with abortions. Not one single bit, okay? I completely understand the safe, legal, and rare argument. And, you know, okay, anybody that you want to talk to about this specific issue, and this is what I do, and I learned this from Crowder, actually. Look, just ask him, look, okay, so if we have exceptions for rape, incest, and, life of the mother, then, because that actually is less than 3% of abortions. So, given those exceptions, we can take away abortion for the rest of it, right? And they will say no. Because that's their argument every time is, what about rape? What about incest? What about the life of the mother if her life's in danger, medically? Okay. Take those three, set them to the side. Can we get rid of the other 97%? Every single time they will say no. They don't have an argument for it. because they want to have abortion as a form of birth control, which it is not. Okay, there's all kinds of birth control that's out there. You don't need abortions as one of them. You don't. There's always abstinence too. Anyway, that's my thoughts on that. All right, so Tim Walz, he talked last night. He gave his little speech. There was a few things in there, and now he come out and he said some stuff and blah blah blah. He attacked Trump. He kind of said a couple things that Harris wants to do, but they still haven't actually put an agenda out there. The only positive, like not positive, the only policy that people can actually say that is part of her campaign is the abortion thing. So, and that's it. That's it. That's it. And they attack Trump all the time and say that he wants to take away your. He's going to make it a federal ban on the he's going to make it a ban on a federal level, which isn't true. He has kicked it back to the states, and it was the Supreme Court who did it. They kicked it back to the states, and yes, President Trump was part of that. He got the judges in there that were able to do that. Yes, and he takes credit for that. But it's back on the states now. If you live in a state that doesn't allow abortions, then move. It's as simple as that. Go to a liberal state like Minnesota or California, or there's states out there that, unfortunately, California, you can still do it up to birth and including birth. Minnesota's the same way. You can do it. It's crazy. You can go to one of these liberal states if you really want to use abortion as a form of birth control. It's that simple. Anyway, let's go to Walz here and see what he has to say.
And I learned how to compromise without compromising my values. Then I came back to serve as governor, and we got right to work, making a difference in our neighbors' lives. We cut taxes for the middle class. We passed paid family and medical leave. We invested in fighting crime and affordable housing.
He didn't invest in crime. Look, he was part of the defund the police movement that was happening during the 2020 riots when George Floyd was killed. Okay? I don't say murdered. I say killed because in my opinion, the guy was a career criminal, and he was high as a kite when he died that day. There was still a lot of wrong things that happened during that arrest and stuff that shouldn't have happened, but the fact remains he was a career criminal, and he made a lot of bad choices in his life. Anyways, that aside, this guy was part of the defund the police movement and let his city burn to the ground during the 2020 George Floyd riots. Not protests, riots. It's just outrageous, just lies. And the people that believe it are just, obviously I just think they're misinformed. To be completely honest, people that believe all the lies that these people spew out on a daily basis, they just have to be misinformed, because if I just honestly believe if they knew the truth about everything, they would not have a second thought about not voting for these people. Anyways, let's move to the next one, because yeah. Anyway, we'll go here. Gold. All right. Let's see.
We've got a golden rule. Mind your own damn business.
Okay. I just wanted to that's it for that clip, because I just wanted to let everybody see that. We've got a golden rule. Mind your own damn business. This guy set up a tip line during COVID so that you could call and narc on your neighbors for being in their yard during the COVID lockdowns. But now he's telling everybody to mind their damn business. What? Mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. Anyway, I'm going to get rid of that one. Wow. Okay, check this one out. Let's see. Let's see the next one.
But not everyone has that same sense of responsibility. Some folks just don't understand what it takes to be a good neighbor. Take Donald Trump and J.D. Vance.
Well, he's going to say
their Project 2025 will make things much, much harder.
Anybody that's been watching me knows this is under my skin. They keep throwing it out there. They keep pounding it into people's brains because the more they say it, the more people are going to believe it. Project 2025 is nowhere on Donald Trump's website. He has distanced himself from it. J.D. Vance has distanced himself from it. It is not their baby. It was founded by the Heritage Foundation, and it is not their platform. Not at all. I've said it before. It's a 900-page document that Donald Trump has not endorsed. Not in the least. Okay? Agenda 47. That's his platform. Look it up on his website.
For people who are just trying to live their lives. They spend a lot of time pretending they know nothing about this. But look, I coached high school football.
They don't. President Trump has come out and said that he has not looked at it. He doesn't even know what it is. He's distanced himself from it because he doesn't even know what it is. More lies. More just outright lies from this party.
Long enough to know, and trust me on this. When somebody takes the time to draw up a playbook, they're going to use it.
He didn't draw it up. He has nothing to do with it. It was the Heritage Foundation that wrote it up. He has nothing to do with it.
And we know if these guys get back in the White House, they'll start jacking up the costs on the middle class.
That's what y'all did. That's exactly what you did. Your taxes, your inflation, the everything else. People, I've said it before, people are using credit cards to buy groceries because they can't afford to live. Okay? I know somebody who's taken a loan out to buy groceries for their family, and then they had to take another loan out to pay off the last loan. And it's a repeating cycle. People are struggling. And it's because of them. This person I'm talking about was a middle class family, and now they are barely scraping by because of their policies, their funding of foreign wars. What do you think happens when you send, I don't even know the number now, over $100 billion to Ukraine to fund a war that we shouldn't have anything to do with? It should have been ended, but we shouldn't have anything to do. There's no reason for us to be sending that much money to Ukraine. None. That is insane. And they just keep throwing money out, and they wonder why inflation's gotten so bad.
They'll repeal the Affordable Care Act.
No, he won't. He's already said he won't. That's another lie. See, lie after lie after lie after lie. They just can't help themselves but spew them out in every single sentence.
They'll gut Social Security and Medicare.
No, he has outright said that he will not do it. It's in his agenda that he is going to actually help it and not cut it. Not a single dime. It's in his agenda. Look it up. These people, look, you can look all this stuff up. Everything he's saying can be debunked just by going to President Trump's website. Take the time and do a little bit of research, and you'll see that these guys are full of, okay?
And they will ban abortion across this country with or without Congress.
No, they won't. It's on the states. Just like in your crappy state, you've got it to where they can have abortions up to and after birth. Same with California. Governor Newsom, as President Trump likes to call him, and I like it. So he's got the same thing. It's on the states. If you don't like the abortion in your states, then move. You have that right. You can go somewhere where you can feel more happy being more liberal.
Here's the thing. It's an agenda nobody asked for.
Right. Nobody asked for it, including Donald Trump, and he's not endorsing it. It's not something that he's doing.
It's an agenda that serves nobody except the richest and the most extreme amongst us.
The richest and most extreme is exactly who benefits in your administration. The administration that's in there now. Harris's administration that hasn't done jack all. The border's in disarray. Inflation is through the roof. People can't buy groceries. We're funding a foreign wars.
And it's an agenda that does nothing for our neighbors in need. Is it weird? Absolutely.
You're
Absolutely.
weird. Look, I'll take the weird thing. You know what? I don't care if somebody calls me weird. Fine. At least I'm not a communist.
But it's also wrong. And it's dangerous. It's not just me saying so. It's Trump's own people. They were...
Who people? What people? Just because he knows the people that run the Heritage Foundation doesn't make them Trump's people. There might have been some people that used to be in his former administration in there. That doesn't make them his people.
We're with him for 4 years. They're warning us that the next 4 years will be much, much worse.
Much worse than what? What? Record-breaking gas prices. Food was affordable. The middle class grew. The average family in America had $4,000 more in their pocket than what they did under Obama. Now the average family of four has to make $17,000 more per year just to live in the economy that we're in now. Harris's economy, Biden's economy, this guy's economy.
You know, when I was teaching every year, we'd elect a student body president. And you know what? Those teenagers could teach Donald Trump a hell of a lot about what a leader is.
I think Donald Trump could probably teach you a lot about what a leader is. This guy's a joke. This guy's a joke, okay? He's just as... I think he's worse than Kamala, okay? Kamala is left as left gets. She is a radical. She was voted the most radical person in the Senate. And that's with AOC and everybody else in there. It's infuriating to watch all this and just listen to the lies being spewed from these people. Anyway, this is the last one I'm going to show everybody. This is just him. This is Walls. He's going to say something. What did he say? Something about, the American people should know what her platform is or something or other like that. And I'm like, yes, we should. But he still didn't say anything. Check it out.
But I think we owe it to the American people to tell them exactly what she'd do as president before we ask them for their votes.
Yes.
So this is the part, clip and save it and send it to your undecided relatives.
Yep, clip
so
and
they
save
know.
it.
If you're a middle-class family or a family trying to get into the middle class, Kamala Harris is going to cut your taxes.
They're going to raise them because that's what we've had over the last 3.5 years. You think Kamala's going to do anything different from when she's the vice president now? She was put in charge of the immigration crisis that we have in this country. Like I said, she might have not been the czar, okay, the border czar. She was put in charge by President Biden to be in charge of the immigration. That was his words. She's not going to do anything different than what she's doing now. She's just like Biden. She's going to sit in the background. She's not going to do anything.
If you're getting squeezed by prescription drug prices, Kamala Harris is going to take on Big Pharma.
I don't believe that for a second. This is a talking point that the Democrats have had for years, taking on Big Pharma, and they haven't done anything. And you can say, "Oh, but what about the insulin prices?" Okay, that was something that President Trump did when he was in office, and when Biden came in, he got rid of it and then brought it back and took credit for it.
If you're hoping to buy a home, Kamala Harris is going to help make it more affordable.
Look, she's not going to make it more affordable. I've seen a lot of stuff on this. Her plan is to give every first-time home buyer $25,000. I touched on this before. Where's that money going to come from? Who's going to pay for that? Look, there's only a couple. Either the taxpayers are going to have to pay for it, which I'm not okay with that. I'm already paying enough in taxes. I don't need an extra cost on top of it. You want to give every first-time home buyer $25,000? That's insane. What happened? And what about people save? You know, they take a little bit out of every check and they put it away, and they save for months, years, you know, so that they can have that down payment and afford a house. They've worked towards that goal of having that house. If you just give something away to somebody, they don't appreciate it as much as they do as having to work for it. Okay, it's the same thing when you give your kids a car when they turn 16. They're not going to appreciate it. Now, I say 99% of the time, they're not going to appreciate it the way they would if they had to actually work for that car. If they went to work every day, saved their money, worked towards buying that car that they wanted, they're going to appreciate that so much more, and they're going to take care of it. If you just give stuff away, people aren't going to appreciate that and take care of it. It's the same thing when Obama had the banks just giving away loans to people for houses, and then we had the housing crisis. People didn't appreciate it because they didn't have to work for it. When you have to work at something to achieve a goal that you want to accomplish, it's rewarding and it's worth it to you, and you take care of that goal once you have it. Giving away free crap generally never works. Anyway.
And no matter who you are, Kamala Harris is going to stand up and fight for your freedom to live the life that you want to lead.
And when has it not been a thing that we can't live our life the way we want to? I mean, you're letting these people in power when they take away your freedom of speech. That could be different, but as far as I know right now, we're still okay.
Because that's what we want for ourselves, and it's what we want for our neighbors. You know, you might not know it, but I haven't given a lot of big speeches.
Okay, and then that's it. Now, I didn't hear any kind of policies. He didn't even touch on abortion during the whole, you know, what is she going to do for the American people if elected? What is her platform? Nobody knows. Nobody can say it, because the only thing, she's going to protect women's bodily rights. Okay, what else? Nothing. She's got nothing. And again, like I said, there's still nothing on her website. No platform, no agenda, nothing. Okay? Like I said, I don't understand how these people can just get away with not saying anything ever. She is literally, it's everybody saying it's joy and the vibes and blah, 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 but she doesn't have any policies other than she just keeps hammering home the abortion thing. And she got asked, I seen the one question, it's been 33 days. 33 days. She hasn't taken an interview, not a single serious question. The one question that she took was, how are you going to afford where's the money going to come from? Who's going to pay for that when you're giving $25,000 away to people for buying a home? And her answer was just, you'll have to go look that up. I didn't bring that into this, but it was not, it wasn't good. I'll just leave it at that. But this whole thing. Now I'm gonna go ahead and go finish up watching tonight, the final night of this DNC crap, and just get real more mad at it again. And I'll probably make another video for y'all tomorrow. But let me know what you think. Comment. Let me know. Thanks for hanging out. I hope y'all have a fantastic night.